This little empty bottle sent me into full crisis mode on Friday. And if you're anything like me and you have that one oil you reach for consistently, you're going to want to stick around for this. Hi, Jean from Voodoo Blends by Jack, back for some more essential oil fun. So, just so you know, we will not be blending today, which means there were no cotton balls that were harmed in today's video, but I'm sure I'll be blending next week. So, come back for that. All right. So, this is what happened to me on Friday. I reached for my bergamot and empty bottle. Not quite empty, but pretty dang close. So, I'm not going to lie. I kind of went into full panic mode. Um, what if I needed it? What if I couldn't wait for the new bottle to arrive? It kind of sort of felt like a really good friend on vacation, and then I couldn't get a hold of them when I needed them while they were gone, and I wasn't sure how I was going to get by. Okay, so I use bergamot a lot. It's a go-to for many situations. So today I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to get through this panic when your favorite oil decides to abandon you at the worst possible moment. All right, science-based approach. So here we go. Bergamot. A lot of you know me from my woo-woo blending, right? But to be honest, the science background of essential oils was what really first got me into it. We're going to start with that kind of side of this plant material when looking at a substitute. Now, I use this incredible software called Blend Precisely that analyzes my GCMS reports for the oils. The what report? A GCMS stands for gas chromatography mass spectrometry. It's basically the chemical fingerprint of your essential oils that show you exactly what chemical components are in there and in what percentages. I also learned this term from watching TV show Bones. Don't you just love Sealy and Bones chemistry? See what I did there? A little bit of science again. Okay, there's my bottle again, my empty bottle, my empty small little bottle. All right, so based on this bottle running out, using the software, I looked at the report, and there are 5 major components that make up bergamot's magic. So, and mind you, the report is very similar to anything else. This bottle, when it was, distilled, when the plant material was grown, how the weather was, that's how that report happens. So, kind of like fine wine. Fine wine, different. You got rainy seasons, all that stuff. Same concept for essential oils and any plant material. So, 35% of what's in the bottle is limonene. So, that's your mood lifting, energizing backbone. Very common with citrus oils, just like my favorite sweet orange. So 35%. So 30% is the Linalool acetate. So this is your calming, your anti-anxiety hero. 30%. So it's pretty far. I mean, it's 35 and 30. Those are the two big heavy hitters. I could stop there, but I dug in a little bit further. So 12% of my particular bottle here has linalool, and linalool is that grounding respiratory support. All right, 8% beta-pinene. So this is our, I'm sorry, that's our grounding respiratory. All right, let's start over. Sorry, go back to the 12%. And for all those aromatherapists that are watching you, you just went like, she's not right. How do I tell her? I'm telling myself I made a mistake. So let's go back. 12% of the linalool, that's that gentle floral note. Beta-pinene is that grounding respiratory support. That was 8%. All right, so we're up to 35, 65, 85% already. Well, rounded off with 5% of the gamma-terpinene, and that's got that fresh antimicrobial quality. Okay. Now, so just using that method of the science and using my software analysis, I can create a bergamot substitute by combining lemon, which gives me the limonene, the gamma-terpinene, and the beta-pinene with lavender. Lavender augustifolia is what I have here, but I do have a couple other lavenders that kind of fit into this category, but let's start with what most have at home. So this guy, today, he's a guy, has the linalool acetate and the linalool. So here we go. So the software kind of showed me if I take both of these that have all those exact components, close even around the same number, boom, I've already kind of recreated 4 out of the 5 oils. So let's just take a sniff. No cotton ball. Let's take a gander at it. Mm, mm, I like that. You know, I'm not a big lemon fan. I've said it before. Had a video. Go back and find it. I really like that, and it gives me the floral. It gives me the citrus of bergamot. Chemical components. Interesting. So this approach is fascinating, right? I mean, predictable. You can actually look at the data on the specific oils, looking at your report. I mean, there's going to be different percentages. That's standard, but that's why the method works. So pretty powerful, right? Okay, lavender or lemon. Who knew? Who knew? I didn't. I didn't before doing this, to be honest. This exercise. That was the whole point. So the other approach, intuition. Ooh, the woo woo. All right. So here's where we go. Substitution can be very valid on that science, but it could also just be a personal, meaningful kind of blending, right? So yeah, you can look at the reports, but let's look at energy and intention. Okay, keywords for bergamot: release, relax, uplift, and the oil that it's all good gives you that emotional, mental balance. It's that oil that helps you feel confident but calm, and it's I've got this oil. So when you're nervous about something new, I've got this. Kind of bridges that gap between anxiety and excitement, helping me step into my power gracefully, not a slap in the face. So from a magical perspective, bergamot is also about transformation, specifically transforming fear into confidence, doubt into clarity. So what came to mind? Using my intuition. Calm, lavender. I mean, obviously, I can just do lavender on its own here, and that would have been fine without combining that. But to get that, not that bergamot has a big floral, but it's got a little bit of floral. Amyris. I've used Amyris. Gives me that floral kind of just relaxing vibe. Very nice. Ooh, that was actually very nice. Clary Sage. Clary Sage has actually, when I went through those 5 pieces, Clary Sage had a lot of those numbers that were pretty close to what bergamot had. So another one, eases stress and your frazzled nerves. Clear, right? Clear, clary. That's what it's giving me, that clear clearness. A little bit more herbalaceous than your bergamot is, but still could be a very nice substitute, right? That's what we're talking about. So citrus. Bergamot is a citrus after all, right? So as much as I would love my sweet orange to be that citrus substitute for bergamot, sweet orange, although it does give you that I've got this energy, it's probably just a bit too much. So I'm thinking green mandarin. Green mandarin better. It's a little subtle, but it's still citrus, beautiful. I wonder how that would go with lavender. Interesting. All right. Another kind of forgotten oil that somebody in the school community, Tess, actually reminded me about was Rosalina. So this is an Australian oil, also known as the lavender tea tree. So this helps reduce stress, help you experience confidence, and purifying, hence the tea tree, right? It's got a little lemon citrus. It's got a little floral. This could beautifully work. A little bit more herbaceous, a little bit of that tea tree hanging out back there, but that's all right. It's not bad. And then last but not least is coriander seed, which is a fairly new one for me. Yeah, it's good for renewal, emotional balance. Think spring, think coriander, think cilantro, that type of, right? That's renewal, that green. That's quite beautiful. So, which approach kind of serves you best? Is it scientific? Is it intuition? I mean, both approaches are valid. You can do a little bit of both, even. You can combine them together. So, the scientific method of the GCMS analysis gives you that consistency, the predictability results based on the actual data. The intuitive method gives you that exactly what you need at that moment, at this moment, which might be different than what you needed last week, or even when I started to panic on Friday when I realized I was out. So today, I think I might combine both, a little bit of both. I know I said I wasn't blend here, but maybe later I might explore this. I'm really curious about that lavender and green mandarin. I know you are too. Okay, so your turn. So the next time you're out of your favorite oils, try both approaches. You could always just ask me too. If you're in my school community, it's easy to get me. So first, if you have access to GCMS reports, and honestly, you should really ask your supplier for them. That's that breakdown of the oils, what chemical components are actually happening, the major ones, even the little ones. I use that software Blend Precisely so it can kind of analyze it myself. I'm sure some sort of AI system can also do it for you. I could do it manually if I was looking at it, but your supplier really should be pulling that report for you. So then maybe that's the route you don't want to go. Maybe ask the oil what's representing your energetics. What intention does it hold for you? You might be surprised that the substitute becomes a new favorite, or you learned about something completely new about oils that's been sitting on a shelf for months. Hence Rosalina. I remember to bring that guy out more often. Ooh, there's that guy again. More masculine today with the oils when they're substituting. Interesting. Might analyze that later too. All right. So drop a comment below. What's your go-to oil that you panic when you run out of? I thought it was sweet orange, but I have so many other options. Bergamot, I don't know. So, do you use GCMS reports in your blending? I'd love to know if you've tried software analysis or if you're more of an intuitive blender. Until next time, keep exploring, keep experimenting, and remember, sometimes running out of something is just the universe's way of expanding your aromatherapy horizons. Until next time, happy blending.